why don't we get going on the tier list? I think it's about time to boot up the tier list. I have something very special in store for you guys today. If I can share my screen, there we go. This is a Garmadon comic covers tier list. I thought this could be fun to do. This tier list was made by AppleJuiceFan80 over on Twitter, so feel free to give them a follow if you guys so desire. But yeah, we got the Garmadon covers here for the Garmadon comic. I don't know if you guys know this, but there are many different comic covers for this series. Even though there's only like 5 issues, a lot of those issues do have variant covers, and we have a nice little selection of Garmadon covers here that we can rank. For our tiers, we have perfect, pretty good, decent, meh, or terrible. Just looking at these really quick, there's not like a terrible one. I don't think there's not one that I downright hate. There are some that are better than others though, and again, this will just be my own opinion. I don't really need to say that, but maybe for some folks I do. No big deal. First one, we have kind of like a twofer here. We got this one that I'm going to start with Garmadon and the Great Devourer. I kind of like this one. It's not my favorite. I think I'm going to put this one in the pretty good tier. Like I said, pretty decent cover, but not my absolute favorite, and the black and white rendition of it is also pretty much the same for me. This one right here, this cover, it's like Garmadon with Legacy Kai. I'm gonna put this one in the decent section. I'm not a huge fan of this cover, but it isn't bad per se. I do like the inclusion of Kai. Kind of harkens back to those days where Kai and Garmadon just kind of hated each other's guts for no reason. Kind of brings me back to the season 1 era of stuff, so I'll say decent for this one. This cover right here with Garmadon, he's got a sword. Who's in the sword? It's Lloyd. I kind of like that. At the same time, though, there are better covers out there, so I'll say decent for this one too, but I'll put it above this one right here because I like it a little bit more. I do like this cover. I like how Lloyd is like reflected in the blade of the sword. This one right here, Garmadon standing in front of smoke. I don't know about this one. I'm gonna say meh, honestly. I'm not a huge fan of that one. Kind of boring in my opinion, no? He's just standing in front of the smoke cloud. Nothing really else is going on. I like the font color there, or the logo color with the orange. I like that, but honestly, that cover is kind of boring. This one right here is also quite boring and quite simplistic. But it is pretty decent, I'd say. It's a nice teaser image for the Garmadon comic. It's also kind of iconic, being like one of the first images that we saw related to this comic series. So I'll say decent for this one too. This one, the colors on this one aren't too bad, eh? This one looks pretty interesting in terms of like a color scheme. I kind of like that. You know what? I'll put that in the pretty good section. I like it. It's a bit simplistic, sure, but I like the colors. I think it definitely has some interesting colors going on here. This one right here isn't too bad. I like the colors on this one too. And Garmadon's doing a bit of an action pose there. Can't really go wrong with that one. I will put that in the pretty good section above the Great Devourer one, I'll say. That's how I will rank that one right there. I do like that one. Garmadon looks maniacal and evil as usual. Fantastic portrayal of Garmadon's character there. Can't really go wrong with that cover. I like it quite a bit. This one right here, this cover is awesome. I'm going to put this one in the perfect section right there. It's Garmadon standing on top of his skeleton army. Nice green color. I like that. That is probably my favorite cover that we've seen so far. This one right here isn't too bad either. Maybe a little bit... I don't know. There's something about this one. I don't want to put it in perfect, but I'll put it in pretty good. It kind of has Garmadon and Wu and Lloyd on it. Not too bad. They're kind of like at an angle there. I like the logo color with green. Not too bad. I don't know what's preventing me from putting it in perfect, though. Maybe it's a little bit too busy, but then again, this one was pretty busy, but I like how that's set up a little bit more. I don't know how to feel about this one. This one right here with Sensei Garmadon. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about this one. There's a couple of covers like that. We already ranked one of them in the pretty good section, but this one is literally just Sensei Garmadon. I like the blue background, though. Maybe I'll put it in the decent section. It's not terrible. I think right there is a good spot for it. This one right here is the next one. It's a little bit simplistic. There's a lot of open space on here. I'll put this one in the meh section. Honestly, I'll put it below the smoky Garmadon. Not a huge fan of this one. I mean, I don't even know where he's supposed to be. The underworld there, maybe? I see some skeleton stuff there. Maybe. I don't know. I feel like there's just a lot of nothing going on here. A lot of empty space. This one right here with Garmadon, and he's like jumping into a mouth or jumping out of a mouth. I like it. I kind of like that one. I'll say perfect. I like the colors on it too. Kind of the muted blues and purples. I'm a huge fan of that. I also like how Garmadon's luscious locks are flowing in the wind there. For those that don't know, Garmadon has excellent hair in this comic series. It's amazing. 10 out of 10 head of hair right there. But yeah, I do like this one. I think that one was for issue number 2. Can't go wrong with that cover right there. I like that one quite a bit. You guys might want to check this out when you can. This one I like quite a bit, representing that famous scene during season 2 where Garmadon creates the mega weapon. That's going in the perfect tier for me. I love how this cover looks. I like Garmadon just standing there with the mega weapon in front of all the snakes, just, you know, asserting his dominance, T-posing over all the snakes. I don't know. I like this cover a lot. I like the mega weapon, even though it never really appeared in the comic. You know, obviously this is a reference to an older episode or an older event. I like it. Next up, I'm not really sure what's going on with this cover. It doesn't really have a logo on it, so I'm not really sure if this is a cover, but I guess we'll just rank it like it is a cover, because why not? I like this one. I'll say pretty good. I'll put it in at the top of the pretty good tier. Again, not really sure if this is a cover though, because there's no logo, there's no, like, I don't know what's going on there. But it does have Kai in the blade instead of Lloyd, but I kind of like the colors on this one a little bit more. This one, I'm not a huge fan of. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this one. I'll say meh for this one too. I'll put it above this one though. I do like how Mogra is like front and center there in the background, but I don't know. I'm not a huge... I don't know what's wrong with this one. I don't know if maybe I'm just like not appreciating it enough, but I'm not a huge fan of that cover. It just looks kind of bland and boring to me. Let's see. This one! Another one of these covers. I like the green background, but it's kind of like on the same playing field as this one with the blue background, so I'll put them next to each other there. Yeah, they're okay. Not a huge fan of these covers, though. These ones kind of seem a little bit too simplistic in my opinion, but hey, that's just my opinion at the end of the day. This one though is amazing. Perfect tier. In fact, I will be putting that above all the other ones. That's the best one that we've had so far. Love how that looks there. Nice angle down the middle there with two sides of Garmadon there. The side that he is and the side that he maybe desires to be. If you guys have read the comic, you know what's up. But I love that cover. Nice color as well, showing the two sides of the same coin. I think that looks incredible. Definitely the best one that we've had so far. What's going on with this one? It's kind of like an old-timey black and white one, kind of like what you'd see on like an ancient scroll, perhaps. I do kind of like that. I think it's a little bit more creative than some of these other ones, so I'll put it in pretty good. Honestly, I'll put that right there. It's not my favorite. I kind of wish it had color, but the black and white does kind of help it stand out and be a little bit more unique, so I'll say pretty good for this guy. Not really too shabby there. Moving down the line, we have this one, Evil Garmadon with his nunchucks, or the nunchucks of lightning from the flashback sequence. I like this one. I'll say pretty good behind this cover right here. I like this one because it shows the younger Garmadon, you know, when he was fully corrupted during that epic battle with Master Wu. I didn't mind this cover when I saw it for the first time, and I still don't mind it now. I like how he has the nunchucks of lightning. Pretty good for this one. This cover is perfect. I love this cover a lot, actually. I love this cover so much. In fact, this is my favorite cover so far. I'll say it's better than that one. A little bit simplistic, sure, but I love the scene of Garmadon just riding on top of the bear, the larger bear in the background, again, whose name I can't remember, but whose name I probably should remember, and all the other bears in the background. I love how this looks. Garmadon looks so happy there. I love his hair. I love his sword. He looks great. Love that cover. That's easily my favorite Garmadon cover thus far. This cover is really good. Representing Garmadon and Lloyd's iconic battle during Season 8. That's going in the perfect tier, but do I like it more than... Yeah, I'll say it's going to go right there. Third place. I like this cover a lot. Garmadon and Lloyd attacking each other. The art style is beautiful here. Again, just recreating that epic moment from Sons of Garmadon where the two fought for real for the first time in a long time. Good stuff there. Definitely going in the perfect tier for my opinion. This one right here, another one of these. I don't know where to put this one. Let's put it right there. I don't know. Not a huge fan of these covers personally. Like, they're okay, but I don't know. I do kind of like how they show like the progression of Garmadon's forms. Like, you got this one, you got this one, that one, and that one. Kind of shows the evolution of Garmadon, that's for sure. But I don't know. This one's just all right. I'm not a huge fan of those covers, like I said. These three, I remember there was like a vote for these three, you know, to figure out which one would be the actual cover of whatever issue this was for. On Lego.com, you could take a vote for which one of these three you actually liked the most. I will reveal which one I voted for right now, and that is this one. I think this is the best of the three, and it's one of my favorite covers. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and say that it's better than this bear one. Look at that. I just like the bears. I like the imagery with the bears. I like how Garmadon interacts with them. I love their significance to this story. I will say perfect tier for this one. Love the colors, love the forest, love the large bear creeping over the background. That is that's an amazing cover right there. That's the one that I voted for. Unfortunately, that one didn't win, and this one won, which is still, it's decent, but it's not like, oh, I feel like it's a little bit too chaotic, you know. I do like how it looks though. Garmadon's kind of like going berserk in it. Not too bad. I'll put it in the pretty good tier actually, above the above this one. Yeah, I think that's a good spot for it. But this one is so much better, man. This one is so much better than this one. I wish this one would have won, but it was this one. And this one is, yeah, not great. I'm going to put this one in the meh section. A little bit too busy. All the important characters are on there, but there's not really any type of coherent blend of the characters. They're just kind of all there, and it doesn't really look all that great to me. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and say this one's better than these two. Yeah, okay, let's go with that. So that'll pretty much do it for my ranking of the Garmadon comic covers. We ended up getting none in the terrible section, which is good. Like I said, I don't think there's a terrible cover for this series. I think they're all pretty good in their own way. But the perfect tier, man, those covers are amazing. But with that being said, let's go ahead and switch things over to our regularly scheduled stream here.